Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So today we will have our first formal discussion for our topic, the psychology of tourism. So the psychology of tourism talks about exploration of mental processes, needs, and motivations behind why people are traveling and also their experiences at a certain destination. No? But before we proceed to our topic, let me ask you first, why do you travel? When was the last time you traveled? And what are your reasons? Why did you take that travel? So, so you have different reasons why do you travel. Now, let us see if those reasons are part of the travel motivations that are listed in the travel literature. So, we have different travel motivations. So, now what are those travel motivations? So, first we have escape. So, escape, this refers to the people, you know, uh, the reason why people travel. It's because they want to have an escape either from their stressful environment or from people around them. And then relaxation. So they travel to relax, uh, like uh, they take activities such as relaxing entertainment or physical rest activities, and then relief from tension. So those are people who travel uh, because they want to relieve from those tension, like they have a hectic schedule from their work, and then sunlust. So those are people who love destinations like beach, or other sunny places. And then physical. So physical refers to activities that involves body movement. And then health. Uh, those are uh, types of activities such as therapies, or people take medication. That, that's why they are traveling. And then family togetherness, interpersonal relation, and roots and ethnic. So when we say interpersonal relation, those are people who travel because they want to meet other people, or they want to meet their friends, their families. No? And then when we say roots and ethnic naman, uh, those are people that who value their ancestors' origin. They want to know if asa nagikan no, ilang ancestors. They want to know the way of life their ancestors living during those years. And then maintaining social contacts. So when we say maintaining social contacts, those are activities which relates to community activities like volunteering. And then we have convincing oneself of one's achievements. So those are people who travel to reward themselves for their achievements in life. No? And then showing one's importance to others. Those are people who travel because of commitments. No? They value the commitments uh, from other people, or because they care for those people that they have committed. And then status and prestige. These are people who travel for self development or personal growth, no? Through pursuing their hobbies, or uh, pursuing their studies, and other business related trips. And then self discovery. So those are people who travel because they want to discover something, in that particular destination. And then cultural, uh, they want to know the culture of other places through their music, through their arts, and other cultural perspective. And then education, professionalism, or business, and wanderlust. So when you say wanderlust, it refers to people who love to travel. No? So those are the uh, travel motivations that are listed in the travel literature. Then those travel motivations are categorized and divided into four classes, and it is called the basic travel motivators. So we have confidence, we have interest in foreign areas, you know, those people who love to travel uh, to other countries, and then scenery, people who love to travel to see beautiful places. So again, those travel motivations are categorized and divided into four classes and called the basic travel motivations, or travel motivators. So there are four basic travel motivators. First is physical motivators. So when we say physical motivators, it includes uh, those related activities to health, no? Like physical rest, or relaxing entertainment, and also physical activities which involves body movements such as sports participation, or beach recreation. And then we have the cultural motivators. So cultural motivators, this includes the desire of people to know the culture of other countries, through their music, through their dance, art, folklore, uh, their paintings, and their religion. And then we have interpersonal motivators. So interpersonal motivators pertain to the desire of people to meet other people, visit their friends or their families, or they want to escape from their daily routine, and life. And then last is the status and prestige motivators. So uh, status and prestige motivators is concerned uh, with ego needs, no? And personal development. So uh, included in this group are trips related to business, conventions, study, and pursuit of hobbies and education, because they believe that travel will enhance their recognition and good reputation. Okay, so those are the four basic travel motivators. And then travel as a means to satisfy a need and want. So the key to understand tourist motivation is to view vacation travel as a vehicle to satisfy one's needs. So tourist or traveler, they do not take vacations just to experience the place or the destination, just to enjoy or just to uh, have fun, no? But the main reason why they take the travel because they believe it would satisfy their needs and wants. And then the relationship of needs, wants, and motives. So the difference between a need and want is awareness, making individual aware of his need deficiencies. So this awareness must be accompanied by motivation, as motive enables a person to do something. And then we have the push and pull model. So the push and pull model explains the push and pull forces in human motivation. So interpersonal, internal factors or personal needs push people to travel, while external forces or attraction pull them to certain destinations. So for example, you college students, no, has begun to feel the push to get away from your studies in college. So you want to take a rest or relax and pull to travel to a certain destination. For example, to beach or other places that will fulfill your motivation to escape, no, or to see uh, beautiful places. So that is the nature of the push and pull model. So push factors are intangible desires that generate within the person. No? So example of that is your personal needs, no? Such as the need to escape, the need to self-discover or self-discovery, no? The need to have rest, relax, and the pull factors are external travel stimulators, no? Such as the scenic beauty or historical areas, cultural events, and sporting events. Okay. Next is the Maslow's theory of motivation and travel motivation. So, according to Maslow, uh, people have ultimate needs, no, or necessity that we have to satisfy ourselves with those needs, and he believes that those needs uh, are categorized by level, and uh, he also believes that the more the needs are in lower level, it demands more immediate satisfaction. So the more nga lower ang level sa imong needs, the more nga dapat imo siya unahon i-obtain or i-satisfy before ka mo proceed sa next level of needs. So that is why he come up with his idea and concept, uh, which is the hierarchy of needs, or the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So si Abraham Maslow is an American psychologist guy. So let us try to examine each of the needs, no, uh, from the lowest to the highest level of needs. So first is physiological needs. So when we say physiological needs, these are the needs of people. That that if we do not satisfy or obtain it for ourselves, our body cannot function well and may deteriorate later on. So, example, ano yung mga needs? For example, we have food, the need to eat, water to drink, uh, sleep, air to breathe, and uh, other needs that is uh, and other needs to keep our body from functioning, you know? And then after we satisfy our physiological needs, we will proceed to the next level, which is the safety needs. So safety needs, those are those are our needs, to feel secure. So we have three types of safety needs. We have the physical security. When we say physical security, those are our needs to acquire property, like house, to protect us from danger, sa outside. No? And then we have financial security. So it is our need to have a stable work or uh, employment, to so that we can be capable of buying our physiological needs. And then we also have the emotional security. So it is our needs, no? That our need that no one will harm us, or no one will hurt us emotionally. So those are the safety needs that we need to obtain for ourselves. And then once we satisfy or obtain that needs, we will proceed to the next level, which is the social need. So ang social needs, or the love and belongingness, those are needs na atong makuha sa laing tao, no? The needs, or the need to be loved by our family, the need to be loved by our friends, and the need, no, to be accepted sa atong circle of friends. Now, if dili na nato makuha, no, nga need from other people, that is why we will nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na emotional damage. And then once we satisfy our our social needs, then we proceed to the esteem needs. So the esteem needs, it is the needs of people for respect, no, from others, and also self-respect. So ang respect from others, those are our needs, that we need to be appreciated by other people, no? We need to the needs to be recognized by other people. And sa self respect po, those are needs, no, na for ourselves to believe in ourselves that we are capable of doing something, or self-worth. So those are the two types of esteem needs that we must obtain. And then once we obtain or satisfy our esteem needs, then we we move to the next level, which is the pinnacle of the hierarchy of needs, which is the self actualization. So when you say self actualization, uh, those are our needs, that we fulfill, or we makabot na to atong pinaka full potential sa atong kinabuhi. And once we are self-actualized already, we are no more concerned of what people will think about us, or what people will say about us, because we know to ourselves that we are self-actualized already. So that is self-actualization. So a study of travel motivation found in travel literature indicates that these motivations fit into the hierarchy of needs. So it is the hierarchy of needs by Abraham Maslow. I we have an activity regarding this lessons, no. So let us see if you uh, match correctly those travel motivations that fits to the hierarchy of needs of Abraham Maslow. And then later on po, there are two uh, added needs, no. So ang duha nga nadungag is the need to know and understand. So when you say the need to know and understand, uh, this is our need regarding to acquire knowledge, the need to acquire knowledge, and then second is aesthetic needs. So ang aesthetic needs, it is our need to appreciate or to see beauty. So naiduhan ng dugang. So all in all, sa Maslow's hierarchy of needs, daan na si Jai 7 levels. So, then travelers are divided based on personality. So based on personality, we have allocentric and psychocentric. So they are totally different from each other. So allocentric traveler, they are the repeaters. So those are people na dili sila ganahan o bagong lugar tuan, because mahadlok sila. They are not familiar with the place, so they prefer to repeat those places nga kaibaw sila, nga sweeto na sila nga lugar. While psychocentric are wanderers, no. When we say wanderers, they are the novelty seeker type of travelers. So they don't want to repeat visiting places. So gusto nila always bag-o ang lugar nga ilang adtuan or i-travel. And then allocentric are non-adventurous type of travelers. So they do not engage to some activities nga medyo they have to involve in physical activities, like biking, trekking. So more on, they would love just to have relaxation entertainment or relaxing entertainment activities. While psychocentric travelers, they are the adventurers. No? They love extreme types of activities. No? And then allocentric are introvert, and psychocentric are extrovert. So kamo asa man mo dapit ana na belong? Are you at the type of traveler na allocentric or psychocentric? So siguro you will say Usahay you are allocentric, usahay pod psychocentric. So kung inana man gani, you are belong to mid-centric. So wala mo anang duha, no? Okay, so those are the travelers, based on their personality. And then we have different classification of travelers based on purpose of travel. First is we have business travelers. So when we say business travelers, these are travelers that their agenda or the purpose of their travel is business. So uh, business travelers are divided into three categories. So we have the regular business travelers. So regular business travelers, those are travelers that are frequent, uh, frequently traveling because of business. For example, uh, you are a business owner and then you have uh, different branches all over the world, or all over the region. So you have to travel at least twice a month to visit your stores. So you are the type of business traveler, the regular business traveler. And then second is business travelers attending meetings, convention, and congresses. So you're the type of business traveler that attend meetings or conventions. So for example, you are working in the Philippine Airlines, so you are a travel flight attendant. So ikaw mo'y gipada sa Philippine Airlines to attend the conventions for flight attendants, no, in the Philippines. So you belong to business travelers attending meetings and convention. And then last is the incentive travelers. So when we say incentive travelers, so those are people who gets reward, no, from their companies because of their uh, outstanding performance in work. So they are rewarded to have a travel incentive. So for example, the company will reward you a 2 days uh, trip to Hong Kong, no, with free transportation, free accommodation, free uh, food, and also pinapod ana ang mga attractions or destinations nga imo adtuan. So you belong to incentive travelers. And then the second classification of travelers based on purpose of travel is the pleasure or personal travelers. So they are different, no, from business travelers and pleasure type of travelers. So, ang pleasure type travelers are divided into four, no, classifications. So first we have the resort travelers, family pleasure travelers, elderly, and singles and couples. So resort travelers, so these are the type of travelers that are better educated. So they have higher household incomes and more likely to have a professional and managerial position. So it is also notable that a majority of resort travelers have families and children. So they are the type of travelers, the resort travelers. And then we have the family pleasure travelers. So family pleasure travelers are divided into three categories or three groups. So namely, the junior families, the mid-range families, and the mature families. So, ang kani siya nga pagkategorize, this is based on the age of the husband and wife and also the educational stages of their children. So, when we say junior families, so these are families with parents na ang edad is naa sa 20 to 34 years old. And also they have children na nasa preschool or grade school. And then sa mid-range family po, those are parents na ang edad is naa sa 35 to 44 years of age, and they have grade school or high school children. And then sa mature families, those are parents who travel na ang edad are 45 or over, with the children na naa sa high school ang ilang mga anak or older pa. So those are the types of family pleasure travelers. And then we have the elderly. So those are the types of travelers, that have 50 plus, age bracket. So uh, an examination of population trends in developed countries, particularly in North America, clearly indicates that the population is aging. So at present, there are many people who are 50 years of age and over, including a greater number of people in the retirement age category. So they belong to pleasure travelers because of the reason that they are already retired. So since wala na sila mga anak kung gigastuan, because ang ilang po mga anak, they have their own families na. So ang ilang kwarta sa ilang retirement, ilahan na, they can do things na wala nila mabuhat sa una because of the responsibilities. And now, because they are already retired, so pwede na sila makatravel, and do the things na wala nila mabuhat in the early stages of their life. And then the last classification is the singles and couples. So another important segment of pleasure travel consists the singles and couples. So they take their vacations to fulfill their psychological, intellectual, and physical needs by giving them the opportunity to rest, to relax, escape the routine of pressures of daily living, and enjoy the naturalness of life. So, and also to express, their freedom, their total freedom. So, so those are the four groups or classification of travelers based on the purpose of pleasure, or personal. And then we have the travel constraints. So the travel constraints consist of 7 types. So first is the lack of money. So syempre, if you don't have the capacity to travel because you lack money, so di yun ka makatravel, no? So less money means less travel. And then lack of time. So lack of available time is another inhibiting factor to tourist travel. So the desire to travel and the financial ability to travel are insufficient, and one does not have the time to travel. And then we have the lack of safety and security. So this refers to lack lack of security in some places or in public places such as hotels or travel centers cause people to prefer to remain, no, in the security of their neighbor and home. So for example, you are traveling to Mindanao and then suddenly wala mo ipapadayon o travel because there is a security uh, issue, no? Like na ay mga uh, bandits or terrorists. So that belongs to safety and security. Once it happens, so it will be your constraints, no? Why you cannot proceed or why you cannot fulfill your travel. And then we have physical disability. So physical disability is in a form of bad health or physical handicap. So naa kay kapansanan, no, that may keep people at home. So you cannot travel. O, for example, dili ka kalakaw or dili ka barog. So for example, naa kay hypertension, naa kay arthritis. So you cannot travel because of those issues, health issues. No? And then family commitments. So family commitments inhibit travel. So parents with young children find it inconvenient and expensive to go on holiday. So syempre, if nakaigamay nga bata, lisod yun ka o travel, no? Because you have responsibilities at home. Na kay gialagaan ng anak or na kay gialagaan ng parent. And then lack of interest in travel. So this is mainly due to preferences, no? To simply stay at home. So mga ila, they don't love to travel. They just love to stay at home. And then fear of travel. So some people don't want to travel because of fears, no? Fear of flying, di ganahan sakay og aeroplano kay mahadlok, di ganahan sakay og barko kay mahadlok og dagat, di ka mo mulangoy or dili ganahan sakay og bus because the experience na disgrasya sa highway or sa yes, so those are the factors na posible o makahatag na tong fear to travel. Okay? So okay, next so study the lessons that we have discussed because next meeting we will have our first quiz. So okay, so that ends our lesson for today. Once again, good afternoon.